What's up, YouTube? Yeah, here I am. Hello to my rideshare riders and rideshare drivers out there. It's been a little while since I made a video, but I'm here in the dark because today I would say is a dark day. Why is it a dark day? Well, the individual whose videos I watched to motivate me to get started as a rideshare driver, Gio from Rideshare Revolution, Uh, his account was deactivated today. Now, why was that? Well, according to Geo and what he explained in his video, there was a pool ride, probably, that gave a false accusation motivated by getting a free ride. And it's typical in the big cities like that where individuals in the pool rides, they're automatically trying to get a discount, but even more so, why not get a free ride? So here's my take on it. Okay, simple as this. And Uber, I think Uber is the executives or the board or the people who do their whatever check back, checks they do to ensure that there's not a frivolous claim from passenger that of course they know that these passengers are motivated to get free rides and they don't care about their driver. They know that there's drivers come a dime a dozen. Every time they request a ride, a new driver is available. So, do they care about ditching one, lying on a driver? Because they know that if they lie on that driver and they get that free ride, then there'll be another driver to come tomorrow to pick them up again. There's no loss for them. But for that driver, this is a loss of his livelihood. And for me, that's very disturbing because I do this full time. I do this full time. I do this all day, just like he did. So it's a dark day because what I think about this is no way in this world should a company that is an information, a technology company, okay? You're a technology company. You should be able to understand the dynamics of the situation. This is a gentleman that, in my opinion, is a dedicated Uber driver, far more dedicated than a lot of drivers out there. He's stuck up for Uber when a lot of the other Uber tubers have talked about them very badly. Gio has always said, put all that aside. Uber is what it is. I'm working for them. I'm dealing with them. They're not as bad as you think they are. This is what here's a proof that I can make money, I can do well, and he does. He works hard and he makes good money with Uber. So a man who is done 16,000 rides, there's no way on this green and blue earth, that a man who has dedicated himself to this company and has put in 16,000 rides would actually be foolish enough to make sexual advances or do anything or say anything that would be what you would call offensive to passengers. And the rating that he has, 4.95, reflects that. There's no way in this world that a man that dedicated to this career, because he made it a career, would actually jeopardize that career by doing something that some part time, half time, little time, and I'm not bashing part time drivers, but they're more likely to do this because they're not doing this. They're not devoting their whole day, all of their hours are not being devoted to driving. They're doing other things, or they have doing it. So those drivers, yes, I can see you believing that may possibly happen. Even still, I think those drivers would not be foolish enough to do something like that. Most of them, but Geo from Rideshare Revolution is someone who gets up dark 30 in the morning and works until dark 30 at night. That's a kind of a driver that I don't think would be foolish enough to jeopardize what he knows would end his day to day grind by being foolish and making some kind of sexual advance to a passenger. That's ludicrous. So what I think needs to happen is that there needs to be a policy revision, policy change. They need to review what's going on and say, wait a minute. Now, this doesn't make sense. Why in the world would Gio, of all people, who is so dedicated to getting up every morning and driving and documenting his success, why would he do something like this? Obviously, the pool rides and the type of people that are taking those rides are very likely, highly likely, to make false claims just to get a free ride. And they don't care about lying. So I do really do believe that the company knows this. So my thing is, it's a dark day to deactivate someone that is that loyal, and there is no proof from that I know of that actually there has been any other issues of sexual advances that he's made. If there are, well, I don't think he would have a 4.95 rating. And at the same time, I don't think that he would be foolish enough to do that. Okay? So I'm talking as a serious driver because I'm a serious driver. And now that I'm reflecting on this, I'm like, wow, this could happen to me any day. Really. I mean, I'm out there, I'm doing my thing, I'm devoted, I'm working hard, I'm doing the best I can for drivers, for riders. But at the same time, it's like in any day, there could be some crazy passenger that just has a bad day that just wants to lie on me. And just like that, I can lose my driving privileges. That's disturbing to me. So it just makes me kind of reflect today, and it is a dark day, so that's why I'm in the dark doing this video. Um, Gio, I'm sorry this happened to you, man. But now it's a wake up call. I realize that it can happen to anyone. So you can never be so what you call put your eggs all in one basket because you never know when something like this can happen. I mean, it's just the way it is with any job too. It's not just this. Deactivation is the same as being fired from a job. I mean, there's most companies now have at will policies, which means is you're working there at will. In other words, we can fire you for any reason and ain't nothing you can do about it. We'll tell you this is your last day of work and you got to go. And then to make sure that the security guard will be right there standing with you. You got your stuff. Make sure you get everything, and he will walk you out the building. All right, and make sure that you walk away. And he'll stand there until you get into your car or your bus or your Uber and drive and ride away. Okay, so it is what it is. This is how things work. So, it's really is nothing you can really do about it because pretty much at these days everything is at will. The company at its own discretion can decide to terminate you at any time. So, but it's just a shame that it's being terminated based upon a frivolous reason, where you have some passenger that just feels like they just want to take it out on a driver because their life is not working well, and I think Uber should be a little bit more, I guess, wiser in this aspect. Come on, 16,000 rides. Why in the world would he do something like that? That makes no sense. Um, you know, I'm nowhere close to that. I'm almost at 3,000 rides now with Uber. But I'm just saying, any day, some passenger could lie on me. Every ride, every drive I do with dedication, and I'm serious about it. And that's why it was really about Trip. And I'm still waiting on Trip to do what they're supposed to do, but I'm looking for longevity. I'm looking for a company that's willing to invest in the drivers, that's willing to do their part. But it seems as if the more dedicated you are, it doesn't matter with these companies, and that should not be. That should not be that way. So once again, Geo, you know, listen, I'm really sorry that this happened. Hopefully, you can fight it and do what you need to do, and get back on the platform and get back to work. But it is a wake up call for all of us. Don't be too satisfied. Don't be too complacent. Always have more than one thing going on, because if you put all your eggs in one basket and then it's taken away from you, now you caught with your pants down. So, it's just a wake up call for me. But with that being said, like I said, Gio, sorry, man. hopefully you can get it straightened out. You know, if you got a lawyer or whatever, you can work it out, and you can, you know, prove your case and state it with Uber, and you know, maybe Uber support will reconsider. I hope that happens. All right. But with that being said, it's been you know, nice speaking with you all. Hope everyone is having a great morning, afternoon, evening. Not really talking much about Trip, you know, lately, because you know I'm still waiting on Trip to become more legit. Literally, if you, you know, I need that. The app needs to drop. You know, the app needs to drop for sure. And not only does the app need to drop, drivers need to be out there on the road, you know, making money. Okay, and when that happens, Miami was supposed to be launched, and I'm waiting for that launch. It was an official launch, so it needs to be official. Okay, but you know, I still have faith in the company. I just think that there's been some setbacks, and they have to readjust and deal with you know, the issue with you know, the way that their marketing strategy was. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, really the real deal is when the app is real and it's working and it's effective, and drivers are using it and they're on the platform and they're making money, and there's proof of that. So that's what I'm still waiting on with Trip. You know, and I believe that sooner or later it will happen. But you know, I got to do what I got to do. I'm still driving with Uber and Lyft. But with that being said, it's been a pleasure speaking with all of you. Hope everyone has a great morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're listening to this video in the dark. It's a dark day, but hopefully it will get straightened out. All right? Peace out, everybody.